Listen up, college fans. NCAA Football 11 is almost ready for kickoff. Here with us is EA Sports' Ben Homuller to tell us what's new this year. Thanks for joining our E3 live show. Ben?
All right, so we got done with Madden earlier in the day. Now we're with NCAA Football 11. There's two very distinct looks. Madden, has a very different art style from this year's NCAA game. Talk about why you guys did that, why you changed the basically like the color palette that people are going to be seeing.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a very important thing to bring up. Is that this isn't just a reskin of Madden. I mean that's
right.
Something that the NCAA for a long time that people will say, oh, just Madden in college. Way different game than Madden, and it's all about that showing off that college part. And so a lot of that comes through with the true school system, and that's really trying to replicate how the game plays, how the teams play, both gameplay and also their styles. What makes them unique? What is their authentic style and unique style that makes them unique? Texas is different than Notre Dame, so why is that? Is what shows up in the game.
So we went over some of the gameplay changes in Madden, and a lot of those are making an appearance here. Touch on them a little bit. I know people heard about them earlier, but say what's making the port from Madden to NCAA.
Yeah, so I mean, locomotion's obviously the big dog when it comes to gameplay this year, and that's changed the game a lot of ways. That's acceleration and agility, how fast they're getting their top end speed, and how quick they can move without losing that speed. And so that's really changed the way the game looks, and also more importantly how it feels. So when you pick the game up and play it, it feels completely different. And then real assignment AI is another big key. And that's really the blocking assignments for the offensive line, where they're going to go to. And so that comes through in the option game, which is a great college tradition, running that option and that read option. So leaving that backside end alone, and making your decision based on what he does. Does he stay at home? Does he crash down? And so all those come together also with the offensive styles, and that's another unique part of college is different teams run different styles of play. You have the spread now at Notre Dame. They've never run that before, but now with Brian Kelly there, they're going to start running that spread offense. And so we had that replicated in the game. And if you want to be a Missouri fan and run that no-huddle spread, you can run that up-tempo game the entire time. And so every team is authentically replicated with their type of offense they run in real life.
Why is that more than just a different playbook? Why is it more than just a different play set?
Yeah, so it's really situations when they run certain things. No huddle, for example. Some schools, like Missouri, run it all the time. Other schools like Oklahoma, they might go in a traditional set here and there, and then come out and try and go up tempo with a no huddle on you. And so that's a CPU will do that against you in the game, and really try and set it up so that it runs just like they do in real life.
Online, last year you guys had Team Builder, right? Last year that was a big new feature. Now you guys are doing something called Story Builder?
Right, so Dynasty Wire and Story Builder are two parts of it, but it's really the blog for your dynasty in a lot of ways. And so every game you play, the highlights from that game get uploaded to the server. You can go on and write the story about why did I win that game? What happened? You can publish that story out to Twitter and Facebook so you can share it with the world. But it's an encompassing thing of your dynasty, everything you've done. It's a whole history of it. All 60 years, if you play 60 years, every game that's been played from season 1 all the way through season 60. You can pull highlights from any of those games and create your own story on it. And that's a great addition right there because it gets everybody into this dynasty feeling they're a part of this big community. But it's not just that. It's also recruiting on the web. That's another big part too.
This is big for me. God, any hardcore football fan is like gonna just wet themselves when they hear about this stuff.
It's like I get to recruit at work already, but now I get to recruit at work for my own personal dynasty. That's a whole different beast altogether. It's great. But yeah, so you can do full recruiting online, do everything you want to, and also you can go in and check stats, standings, everything like that. Email alerts are another great thing we've added this year. So
they're great for you. Like your girlfriend's gonna hate them. I'm convinced like my girlfriend's gonna break up with me because of these things.
And so you get all of a sudden you get a text message from a game recap. It's like what happened here? So yeah, you get game recaps. If you're the last person in the dynasty ready to advance, you'll get an email letting you know. The commissioner, it's a great thing for them. If everyone's ready to go and it's time to advance, they'll get an email saying, hey, go ahead and advance the week. And once that happens, everyone gets an email with an update of what's happened in the previous week, a little forecast for this week. And so it's a great way to stay connected to your dynasty no matter where you are.
What devices? Run through the list of devices that this is going to work on.
Oh, sure thing. So, I mean, obviously the Dynasty Wire is a part of the web. You go part of the web and also part of the console. But you also have iPhone-friendly ability and smartphone-friendly. So we don't have a dedicated app, but you can get to it through any web browser you have on your smartphone. Be able to recruit no matter where you are. I mean, it's amazing.
Anything else you want to touch on for NCAA?
I mean, when you're looking at it, a complete reboot of the way it looks, too.
Yeah,
we briefly touch on that, but you've seen the ESPN presentation right there, just like you're watching a real ESPN game. Replay wipes are amazing, too. New replay angles you've never seen before. So you see that transition come across the screen, and you see the play in angles you've never seen it before. Linear lighting and self-shadowing, all these things make the game look completely different than it ever had before. It's a great rebrand of the game.
Awesome. Well, game looks great. July 8th?
Ooh, July 13th.
July 13th. July 13th.
Oh, yeah.
July 13th. What platforms?
So we're on PS3 and 360.
There you go. Awesome.
All right.
Dave, back to you.
Thanks for that. Look, guys, fans of Saturday football should definitely keep this on their radar. And as always, if you guys have any comments about what you've been watching, remember to follow our Twitter at IGN #online or join our Facebook. Next on the list, the EA Sports extravaganza continues with MMA. We'll also have our second live show giveaway in the next segment, so be sure to keep watching.